All right. So without further ado, we're going to transition to this week's guest.
And based on the advice, as we're getting ready to bring our guest on, I mean, this is a conversation that I'm looking forward to having, because we don't know, other than talking a few minutes before I joined, before we went live. This is the first time that we've talked to Julie, so it'll be fun.
Welcome to the show, Julie.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's exciting.
So we get some pre-notes beforehand. We put out like a little survey, have you ask some questions. Neither Tim or myself knew much about you or the business beforehand. And going through that, the thing that was really interesting to me is that you opened the business October 2020, when all the headlines were every business in the world is dying. And so you do the flip-flop of that, and then you open a business that is fairly unique. And I want to talk about opening the business, but kind of like the inspiration of you trying to find your calling, which like a lot of people are in that part of life, and they feel like, am I doing what my calling is? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be setting out to do? And you happen to be on vacation one day, and it kind of happened there. So walk us through memory lane.
Oh, 2019. Wow. Can we get just rewind to 2019? It was such a great year for us. My husband and I took a honeymoon vacation 5 years after we actually got married, and we went through England. And I was unemployed for about, and by choice, for about 5 years, because I just wanted to find that niche. What job is there out there, or what business is there out there that reflects Julie Easterbrooks and her family. And so we were down the street from Robin Hood Park in Nottingham, England, and walking down Friar Lane, I saw Kitty in the window, and I did a snap jerk, man. I just went right in there, and we paid £8. We had scones. We had coffee. We had a little umbrella that goes over the plate, because cats were actually in the cafe. And so we really enjoyed our time. I was looking at the catwalks, the design, and how free and natural Kitty Cat Cafe in Nottingham was. How the cats just, they were the boss. They were the special ones. And so we picked up a cat, and I just looked at my husband and I said, hey, I think I found my next career. And he lit up. He was so excited and so supportive that, I wanted to actually purposely become a crazy cat lady. And,
well, the thing that's so interesting is that you have birds behind you. So I don't know if that's just something to stimulate the cats, or what's.
Well, actually, I'm in the kitten room right now, where we have cats that are under a year old, and then we have another room that's mostly adult cats, and they have their own TV, and I put on the YouTube channel so that they can watch the mice and watch the birds at the bird feeders. And so, yeah, they have their own TV over there. The kittens, not so much, but.
Were you always a cat lady? Maybe not the crazy cat lady, but were you always a cat lady?
Cats and horses. And I was a dressage instructor for a gazillion years. And then I was a phlebotomist for the American Red Cross for 7 years. I resigned, and that's where I kind of had my, place where I was searching, But yeah, I've always had cats. I always loved cats.
So take me. So you made the decision. You told your husband, "This, I think I found my career." What happens next? I mean, I am super intrigued.
So before we left England, I actually had two couples of friends that were all in. They were like, yeah, we've got to do this, because they saw the pictures of the cats in England. And I said on Facebook, hey, well, we ought to open up a cat cafe in the States so we can help our cats over there. And they were all in. And so up until April, we had 3 couples, working together to get the business plan, to go to environmental health, to work on getting the loan, and us doing the fundraising for Kitty Kingdom. But in April, that kind of broke up because of COVID. The other 2 couples decided to bow out, and I'm just stubborn enough to say, okay, well, we'll just do it without you.
So there was going to be there was going to be a couple other partners in the the business. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And then COVID hits, they bow out, but it's still in your mind. You still want to rock and roll with it. Interesting.
Well, as I said, the thing is about opening a cat cafe is that we naturally mitigate against disease. We've been hand sanitizing before COVID. We've been washing our hands before COVID. We do the disinfecting. We kill 99.9% of the germs regardless, because we don't want the cats getting sick.
I always thought it was interesting that the things our parents taught us, wash your hands, clean yourself, all this kind of stuff, is like those were the things that they were telling us at the beginning of COVID. It's like, hey, don't be a dirty fool. And we had to remind people, like, hey, like, wash your damn self, like after you touch stuff. Like, it's just that always, like, I'm a germaphobe anyway, and became an even bigger germaphobe during COVID. But like, I will open a door now, Tim, so don't feel as bad like about that. There were times where I didn't want to touch a door, Julie, during COVID, because I was like, this is disgusting. I don't like.
Well, you could always do Niles Crane and carry a handkerchief with you.
Yeah, I'd use my foot to like pull the door open somehow. Like, I would. Anyway, okay. So April 2020, had you signed a lease at that point? Because when I think of England, you had. Because when I think of England, and you walking through as a tourist in there, like, I could see that being, something that would work. But we're talking about Chesapeake, Virginia here, which isn't really the tourist capital of Virginia. So how do you make that decision, or see enough evidence that what I saw there across the pond is going to give me even remotely close to the same scenario as, suburban Chesapeake, Virginia?
I know. Yeah. But the thing is about this particular place is that we are unique in that we really do have a cafe here. We really do have 2 cat rooms here. And we're probably one of the bigger cat cafes out there. We have 3,000 square feet. And the reason we chose this place was because of the HVAC systems. Because of the HVAC systems, and there being 3 different HVAC systems here, we were able to get an architect to design the room so that each one of our segments, our kitten room, our cafe, and our cat room, they have their own air. They have their own HVAC system. And so we are allowed to prepare food, not from scratch, but we're allowed to serve coffee and hot dogs and beef brisket sandwiches, because it's in different air than the kitten room and the cat room.
So if you walk me through, I'm sure that those that are listening probably have this picture in their head right now of what you're describing. Walk us through. Someone walks up to the storefront, they enter the cafe, and what is it? What do people see? What do they experience? Walk us through that, please.
Absolutely. When you walk through the door, you're walking into the cafe section, which is our middle section. And to your right, we have the cat room. And I beg your pardon. When you're walking in, to your left is the cat room, and to your right is the kitten room. the one thing that everybody is, first of all, just really is stunning is the decor. We had distinguished designers do our cement floor, and it's gorgeous. It's painted cement, and it looks really natural. It's got greens and browns and gold colors, and it's just beautiful. It looks like you're walking in a forest. And then we have the bar. We have all different sorts of coffees that we make up, teas, and we show people, or we tell people, what we're about, because a lot of people say, what is this place? I've never been to a cat cafe before. What is it that you do? And so what we explain to them is that we're sponsored by, right now, 3 different shelters are giving us cats and kittens. And I showcase their cats and kittens for free. Then they provide us with food and litter and cleaning supplies. But when one of these cats get adopted, then what happens is the shelter gets all those adoption fees. And so we explain that to everybody. We have them sign in. We have a price list. I keep the lights on by charging an admission fee based on the amount of time they want to spend with the cats. And they want to spend time with the cats for a variety of reasons. We had 2 people that were looking to adopt. They got to see the cat in a natural environment, relaxed, with music, with beautiful art. And some people have landlords that just won't let them have cats, and yet they love cats and they just want to come here and hang out.
So it's not like a situation where people walk in, they're trying to have their hot dog or something, and there's cats crawling all over them or anything like that. It's very much.
I tried to talk the health department into that. Just didn't work.
Because that was going to be a follow-up question. What was it like, trying to explain this to get everything that you needed to get approval from the health department?
Well, when I showed them the 3 HVAC systems, they were all thumbs up. And we don't worry when they come visit, because everything is really clean. We disinfect with alcohol as opposed to, we disinfect with alcohol, and we also disinfect with a veterinarian approved disinfectant. And I just got to make sure everything is pH balanced, that it doesn't ruin the floors and make them, and we don't like anything waxy or sticky here either. So